It's time for the weekend, which also means it's time for a new episode of the Top Teners. I'm Liv.
And I'm James. You know, we've talked about villains in the past, so that means it is finally time to talk about the best heroes in gaming.
Our very first episode was Top 10 iconic video game characters, but today we'll focus on heroes. Fair warning, there may be spoilers in some of the footage shown. Kicking off our list is the one and only Mario. His longevity alone puts him on this list, as he's been in over 200 games. That's crazy to me. All of these games, they're multifaceted. It's not the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, he's got his platformers, but also, Mario's quite the athlete. He plays almost all the sports, and he's in some fighting games as well. In the mainline games, he always tries to stop the bad guys, even when it puts his life in danger. He's always trying to save Princess Peach over and over and over again. At this point, why doesn't he just build somewhere safe for her to live? But you know what? It's the thrill of the adventure. Overall, how can you hate Mario? He's a pretty good guy.
When you think video games and you think heroes, legit, Mario's been doing it since the 80s. I don't know how he still does it and doesn't have like osteoporosis or arthritis in his back, but hey, good on you, Mario, for staying young and saving that princess for 40 years running. Coming in at number 9, we have everyone's, and I mean everybody's, favorite time-traveling hero, and that's Chrono. And if you don't know who Chrono is, he is Chrono from Chrono Trigger, the best RPG of all time. He is the quintessential silent protagonist, and he takes you on a time-traveling adventure, and because of Chrono and his heroicness, we got to enjoy New Game Plus as a format. You know, because that game was just amazing. 20 different endings due to Chrono. Chrono, he is selfless. He'll give you the last piece of jerky. He legitimately sacrifices himself in an amazingly powerful moment in the game to save his friends from Lavos, who's the ultimate big bad in that game. Killing your hero never really happened until this. And for a Super Nintendo character, no less, to evoke that much emotion, there's no reason he should not be on this list, because he is the ultimate silent protagonist.
Is Chrono everyone's favorite time-traveling hero? We'll see about that. 8th on the list is Roland from Borderlands. Roland is a playable character in the first Borderlands game, and in the second, he is a very important NPC. Once upon a time, he was a soldier for the Atlas Corporation. Then he said, let's blow this popsicle stand, and it went to Pandora to become a vault hunter. As a member of the Crimson Lance at Atlas Corporation, he rebranded as the Crimson Raiders for other soldiers who have also left to go to Pandora. In Borderlands 2, you might remember this guy, Handsome Jack, as one of the main villains and one of the best of all time. He's going on a quest to rescue Angel, his daughter, who Jack kidnaps his own daughter to imprison her for her siren abilities. So, that mission, they do free Angel, but Roland doesn't see the end of the mission. As such, Roland gets a town named after him and a huge statue of him in the center of the town that is named after him.
It is very rare in a game that is all about looting, pillaging, destroying, and very gray area motives for you as a player, for somebody to shine that brightly. Number 7 on our list is another silent protagonist, but this one everyone has heard of, and that's Link from the Legend of Zelda series. Link was the epitome of a silent hero, kind of like Chrono, but probably longer lived, and he has a giant legacy of games. Look at Legend of Zelda 1, 2, Link to the Past. I mean, I could talk about all of his games. In all of them, he dons his green tunic and he sets forth to save Hyrule from whatever chaos Ganon is doing. He legitimately just says, you know what? Not gonna talk today. I'm just gonna go, take down evil. And he does. And we're actually getting a weird twist where now he needs to be saved. He has become such a great hero that now he gets to be his own damsel in distress. That is full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Link is really experiencing all sides of being a hero, it seems. Up next, we have Jack Joyce from Quantum Break. Even though Quantum Break only has one game, Jack Joyce was an incredible protagonist, in my opinion. Jack Joyce visits home to visit his friend Paul Serene about a life-changing project he's been working on. Well, he built a time machine with the help of Jack's brother, Will. However, not everything goes according to plan, and they create a fracture in time, which means time freezes. It pauses everything. And because of this, Jack gains the ability to manipulate time and space. So I guess he can also do some time traveling. So maybe that's why he's ranked a little higher than Chrono. He believes that he must stop time from breaking down permanently and spends the entirety of the game trying to stop Paul and his company in order to achieve this goal.
You know, time travel. Chrono set it up so he could run in the future. Boom, see?
Well, at least he accomplishes his goal and fixes time. But I think there's another chapter to be told in this story. Hint, hint.
At number 5, we have arguably one of the most amazing and one of the very first female protagonists in gaming. We have the forefathers of gaming, and she's the forewoman of gaming, and that is Samus Aran from the Metroid series. She's an interstellar bounty hunter that literally knows how to make an entrance in every game, whether she's rolling up into a morph ball or she's unleashing, I can't even talk, that's how powerful Samus is, a barrage of missiles. When you see her armor, you immediately know it's her. She's in Super Smash Bros. You know you have made it if your character is there and has been there since it released on the Nintendo 64. She literally defines what it means to be a hero. And every game that comes out, we enjoy Metroid, don't get me wrong, but we enjoy Samus and her exploration of it even more. And when your hero drives your game, not your game driving itself, you know you are a hero for the ages.
We love a strong, independent woman. Speaking of strong, independent women, 4th on the list is Clementine from the Walking Dead series. Clementine is a recurring character of all 4 games, although you strangely don't play as her in the 3rd game, but whatever. When you first meet Clementine in the 1st game, she's a very young, innocent child hanging out in the treehouse, waiting for the bad guys, the zombies at the time, to pass by, and a stranger named Lee takes her under his wing and protects her for the majority of the game. As the game series goes on, Clem gets older, and she has to navigate dealing with all these crazy adults who act more like children than she does. And during her teenage years, she finds herself fighting zombies, fighting people, and surviving. She has to manage all of her trauma. Give this kid a break. By the 4th game, Clementine has grown up to be a very capable survivor, and I feel like that is my doing. I feel like I raised Clementine. She becomes the leader of a group of teenagers at the Erickson's boarding school. What makes Clementine so remarkable is her character growth. We watch her just draw pictures when she's very, very young to leading a group of people and protecting a building. I think that she leaves a lasting impression on a player, as when you put down the controller for the final time, you feel satisfied with Clementine's ending.
This series is never gonna die, kind of like the zombies that are in it. So, you, as an individual who's listening to our show, need to go and see why Clementine is the right hero for the zombie killing job. At number 3 this week, he slices, he dices, and he always has time to crack a joke, and that's Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Dante's the kind of hero who brings a sword to a gunfight and still comes out on top, all while rocking a red trench coat, hey, thanks Hot Topic, and it's as fiery as his combat style, so again, shout out Hot Topic, you were thinking ahead of the time. He's got a quip for every demon he dispatches, literally he will joke with them as you're fighting, making him the unofficial stand-up comedian of the underworld. Whether he's juggling enemies with his dual pistols or slicing through evil with his trusty rebellion sword, Dante does it all with such flair that even his enemies, they actually stop to applaud. Seriously, there is a scene where they're applauding him. It is ridiculous. And then, let's not forget his diet of pizza and strawberry sundaes, because what's a hero without a little bit of indulgence?
You have to love a hero that has a flair for the dramatics. Claiming the number 2 spot on our list is Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. She is the genetic clone of the legendary scientist Dr. Elizabeth Sobek. The weight of the world is on her shoulders, as only she can enter facilities from the past to stop the Pharaoh Plague. My favorite thing about Aloy is her character growth between games 1 and 2. Only she can truly stop what's happening in the world, which can be really isolating. In the first game, she pushes all the people aside trying to help her, but in the second game, she opens up and has recruitable companions to assist her on her journey. Aloy learns that being friends with other people is okay. Aloy is a badass woman. She's a strong female character. She can ride robots, she shoots them down with bow and arrows, I didn't think that was gonna work with her primitive tactics, but her ingenuity is what really is driving her and those around her to save the world. As the series has not yet concluded, I feel pretty optimistic that Aloy will accomplish her goal.
If you have not experienced the Horizon Zero Dawn series, you need to stop what you're doing. Well, don't stop until you finish the episode, and then you need to go and play these games. They are amazing, and they are a standout addition for the future of where gaming is going with open world enjoyment. And who doesn't want to, stop a world-ending plague? Play it. Number 1 on this week's list is none other than the legendary, the powerful, the multifaceted, the multi-powered super fighting robot, Mega Man. Mega Man hit the world by storm in the 80s when everybody and their mother was trying to capture platforming goodness, only they decided to amp it up to 11. Mega Man is created by Dr. Light in order to help humanity. His partner, Dr. Wily, at the time was like, you know what, screw it, I want to rule the world, created a virus called Roboenza, and just committed tons and tons of chaos. And throughout it, you're fighting Dr. Wily, you're defeating robot masters, acquiring their powers. Mega Man legitimately cannot hurt people. He is the ultimate robot. You get to see him emotionally travel through these series of games, because at one point in the games, there's a moment where he is ready to basically destroy Wily because Wily keeps ruining the world, but he doesn't. And because of Mega Man, we get Mega Man X. We get all of this beautiful, wonderful, almost never-ending story. Well, I don't know, because Capcom doesn't like to release any more games. Thanks, Capcom. Mega Man, he is the quintessential hero. And when you think of someone who has the staying power of Mario, the legacy of length that Mario has, and isn't Mario and his osteoporosis, as I mentioned earlier, you have Mega Man. So, we're going to leave it with Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man.
I'm not surprised that Mega Man was our number 1 choice this week, but I do think that Aloy deserves a little credit too. She doesn't have the longevity to back it up, so I guess that's why she's number 2. Well, that does it for our list this week. I think we put together quite a list for the top 10 video game heroes. And to be honest, I think it was pretty well rounded.
Like I said, just remember, kids, Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man, and remember Aloy too, because she was also awesome. Disclaimer right here, so Liv doesn't cancel me.
Good addition there, James. I was going to say, all she needed was a little jingle, and then maybe she would have been number 1. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Top 10er Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tune in every Friday for another episode.